I'm impressed that
Are you now?
she's actually going to go to trial. Yeah.
Are you?
Yes.
And what are you talking about right now?
Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah.
Ghislaine Maxwell? Glenn Maxwell? What the fuck her name is?
Yeah. You know.
Will she make it to trial?
Yes, the big G. Will the big G meet the big D before trial?
You know, testimonies are already being put on record, so no matter what, it's now a matter of court record.
Well, no, I was waiting for her to hold out and say, give me a new life, give me like a little house in the suburbs, and I will tell you everything. I was waiting for her to try to do that. So
maybe that's not an option.
No, that's true.
Maybe they're gonna like walk her up to the courtroom, and someone's gonna run up and just kind of
what, Jack Rubier?
Yeah, right then and there to make sure nothing happens.
Okay.
And then blame it on Jodie Foster.
Or that they hate Mondays.
Exactly. Yes, it's live.
Hey, Endless.
So essentially it's crappy outside, and
yeah, the temperature is down. It's only going to be 113 today.
So we just figured, fuck it, we'll go live, talk to our friends. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we actually have no specific topic picked out. These are all fly by the seat of our pants.
Yep.
So it's up to the audience. And again, it's beginning with you.
Yes, it is all you. It is the Endless Nocturne Show.
It says we got 5 listening, though. So who would those 5 be other than the Endless Nocturne?
I might be in there. It depends on if my phone is still registering.
Oh, okay. So since right now you're the only one in the chat, Endless, just a weird question. Have you read Scars, perhaps?
I think he has.
I forget
too. Oh, J.E.C. Me.
You knew one?
Yeah. Welcome, J.E.C.
So, the lazy Sunday stream, absolutely nothing going on. Couple topics on our mind. As I said, Kat was talking about whether or not Ghislaine Maxwell will make it to trial, if they're going to Jack Ruby her ass.
Yeah. If a lion's going to jump out and shoot her while she's in prison. And they'll call it a suicide. Squeaky Pickles, I'm busy at work right now, so I probably won't be triggering Kat by mentioning certain people again today. That's okay. It's something to look forward to for the future.
Damn, we were thinking of bringing you on, but if you're at work...
Again, it's future. Upcoming.
Well, Nocturne, I thank you for purchasing Scars. I look forward to hearing what you think.
JEC might just throw Prince Andrew to the wolves, and that'll be it. Well, he's kind of doing it to himself, is the thing.
The thing that that's also kind of getting me is the fact that we're going on what, day 2 or day 3 of Bill Clinton is a pedo trending on Twitter.
Day 3.
I mean, I am impressed.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Unless it's Nocturne, getting through a collection of Hercule Poirot and the Federalist Papers to read first. Oh, which Poirot are you reading? My favorite's The 5 Little Pigs. That's my favorite of his stories.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. So, again, we're gearing up to move. It looks like it may happen. We're still not, nothing set in stone, but it's moving at a rapid rate. We're already dealing with the fact that now we're not sure how the hell we're going to fill this place.
If we get it.
Yeah.
Knock on plastic, but knock on wood there. We'll see. We'll find out we made an offer, and we'll find out tomorrow if they accept our offer or not. JEC, he's the only one the media mentions. I feel like they're setting him up.
Yeah, I kind of wonder, we're not hearing about Kevin Spacey, we're not hearing about Chris Tucker, Tom Hanks, Stephen Colbert.
Well, again, he falls And then Hillary gets to play the grieving widow of, it's like, oh my God, I had no idea my husband was such a bastard. That's why I should be president.
Absolutely no mention of Bob Iger or Bill Gates.
Yeah. Oh, that's cringeworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Maxwell says she has videos of 2 serving Congress members.
Interesting.
So we'll see.
I just I keep flashing to the mini series like Claudius, where you had Serjanus going up to the Senate, thinking that he's going to be, named, I think, protector of the realm, and instead they read this letter. They read this letter from Tiberius saying, Serjanus is this total bastard, and now I'm going to sell everybody out who has ever, been conspiring against me and is a traitor of the state, and just senators are just leaving, trying to get out of the city before they get slaughtered. And I'm just picturing that.
Kind of feels like we're in those sorts of times, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. No, that the fact that the Senate is filled with nothing but old women and fools, that's definitely the times we're living in right now.
And so far, Julius has been able to kick their asses with their own rules.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Every step of the way.
Every step of the way. And it's baffling the shit out of them. You can't do it. It's like, yeah, I can. You passed this like during Obama's administration. You passed this during Clinton's administration. I can totally do this. Acid trip. Without warning, the wizard walks by, casting his shadow, weaving his spells, long gray robes, twinkling bells. The Wizard by Black Sabbath.
Hey there, Joni. So we need a topic, because I really don't think anyone wants to hear much about Maxwell right now, or just how awful Hollywood is, or how the Senate's full of old women and
fools.
And fools.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of stating the obvious.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, we could get Kat started on a topic of a rant.
Oh, dear God.
I mean, we kind of have to fish around. What would be a good topic that you, just to get you going?
I can't name one. I mean, if I name one, then I'm prepped for it. Then it won't be as ranty. Daryl, what's your opinion on the mouse utopia experiment? Well, there you go.
Well, that's a very interesting question. And they did do it with both mice and rats. So the results were a little different. I'm more informed on the rat one, which was the same scientist. That rat utopia was also the inspiration for the Rats of Nim, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
O'Brien had actually gone to see the experiment, and that's what inspired him. Now, what are my opinions? Now, it's often used as prophetic. Okay, we're doomed because. And it was even the basis for a very bad movie, or a very bad good movie called The Killer Shrews.
Is that really what inspired that film?
Yeah.
That film is horrible. You totally couldn't tell.
But here's the thing. There's a few things that people don't realize about the rat experiment, okay? The first and foremost is they wanted it for nothing. There was no competition whatsoever. Everything was provided. They had their bedding and nesting changed every day for them. There was more food than they knew what to do with. There was really nothing to live for. They had no purpose. It was just sit around and wait for more food and bedding to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And they
and
breed, right? And this created a scenario in which the women all started flocking to the biggest brute. Intelligence was no longer favored. Society became more and more savage and brutal. And you got kind of harem situations. And then meanwhile, the top, I guess, 10% of the smart rats, who were all male, climbed up to the very top of the rat utopia, because everyone down low had gotten so lazy that all the other rats hadn't even bothered to think of exploring upward as they got more and more crowded, and it got more and more savage down low. They were too lazy to even think to look up, which is amazing considering they're natural climbers.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, there
and
was no reason for them to climb. All the food was down below.
and so the beautiful ones, as they were called, were the smart rats who climbed to the top and spent their time glossing up their coats and essentially living MGTOW lives or wizards.
Mm-hmm.
And they essentially lived. They lived okay. I mean, they kept themselves fine. They were not dealing with any of the violence or savagery below them. They just pretty much X'd themselves out of society, knowing that they would be provided for. And then eventually down bottom, it turned savage until there wasn't enough food and all the rats started eating each other. And even the toughest, biggest, baddest males were no longer around. And all that was left were these big dykey women, female rats. And when they realized there were no men anymore, they climbed up top to the beautiful ones, and the beautiful ones rejected them and said, you know what, we're not breeding with you, go away. And the colony died out. Now, there's one thing that people keep forgetting about the mouse utopia, or two. One, they wanted for nothing initially. And until it became so severe and overcrowded that there was like wall-to-wall rats, there was no more room down below, and they started eating each other and turning into essentially roving gangs. There was, they were provided for everything. Second, it was a closed environment. The question really is, what would have happened if those top 10% beautiful ones were able to escape into the larger environment?
Or at least a different environment.
And clearly that's what they were trying to do. They went up top, and I'm guessing they couldn't eat their way through a wall or anything.
So they got as far away as they could,
right.
And that was it.
And they just kind of watched the apocalypse from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
So in that regard, that's the two things to always remember. They had no competition. There was no want for anything. And two, it was a closed environment. There was nowhere left to go. And the closed environment square space ratio does not even match the amount of space we have on this earth versus resources and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a fair comparison whatsoever. So that's my opinion. And who knows? Maybe that's why there's this beautiful one named Elon Musk that's trying to get us rats to Mars, so the feminists can eat each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only half joking there.
I know. Definitely at least the concept of Galt's Gulch is definitely the beautiful ones leaving.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to hand it to Elon. He realizes what we need is another frontier, and he's doing it. And of course, you get all the pussies out there. Well, Mars would be harsh, and people would only live to 40 on Mars, and nobody would ever do that. It's just never going to happen. It's like,
you're an idiot.
That's why you guys are losers. You were the ones that stayed in the impressive environment. You weren't the ones that colonized the New World.
Look, you stay at home with your women's studies courses and, your $100,000 in student loan debt, wallowing away at your Starbucks job for the rest of your life, while the rest of us are actually going to go and be pioneers.
Right. And think about the space program. I mean, most of those men had no idea if they were ever coming back.
Well, they're still shocked that, Buzz Aldrin lasted as long as he
Well,
has.
none of them should have lived this long.
No, they shouldn't have. Statistically speaking, they should have died like 20 to 30 years ago.
The amount of radiation exposure those astronauts got, technically, they all probably should have died before 70.
Yeah.
They probably should have died in their mid-60s at the latest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little interesting that none of them have. Now, granted, they're all in great health. They've got good health care.
They were in good health to begin with.
So it could be as simple as, they were the cream of the crop, best of the best. So,
well, also considering, they were some of the first to go out there, they've probably had and continue to have the best health care. So they're monitoring every tiny little change.
Oh, well, you had to know what was going on in their bodies. It's long-term study of the effects of space on people.
So, if like suddenly like just as an example, if like a small cell started developing one of their lungs, they'd probably catch it like the very second and immediately take care of it. It wouldn't sit and metastasize like with the rest of us.
I mean, I got to admit, being in my early 40s right now, it's kind of bummer to think that I might age out before that new frontier really opens up. I mean, granted, it would be a shorter life, but could you imagine being a colonist on the moon or Mars? I mean, it'd be hard as fuck. It really would be. It'd be miserable as hell. But
it would be. But it's one of those things where it's like, if I was 10 years younger in my 20s, I think that would be great. I think the fact that I'm approaching 40, I'm too old to be doing that. But yeah, that would be awesome.
Would you do it anyway if you had the option?
If you could grow me a new body, or at least stop my aging so that I would just stay where I am at this very moment, yeah, I'd totally do it.
What if they put your brain in a robot?
Oh, I'm there. I'm totally there.
I'd do it.
No, I'm totally there. No, I'm just thinking of the long-term effects of growing old on the moon. It's like, I think I'm too old for it right now. But or on Mars?
Nah.
No.
I mean, no. It's just you're not as healthy as a 20-year-old.
No, I'm thinking loss of calcium, loss of...
Oh, yeah, but keep in mind the gravity's lower, too.
True.
So brittle bones won't be as much of an issue.
That's true. That's very true.
Okay, let's see. So I don't know. I think we answered that question.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, if anything, I wouldn't be shocked if the new frontier just turns out to be orbital. I mean, people in space colonies.
Space colonies.
And if people say, oh, yeah, no one's going to only live till 50 to live in space, bull fucking shit.
No, you can live, quite a while, especially if you start getting artificial gravity going. You have it rotating.
Or how about this? You got two choices. You could have freedom and live till 50, 55 in orbit, or live in China and live till 70. Which would you prefer?
Put me in orbit.
Exactly. Or Biden's America.
And, okay, completely honest, I totally 100% agree with Heinlein and with The Expanse. There's probably going to be the Mormons who go out there first. Oh, come on,
No, it'll be Mormons will be among them. But
yeah.
Really, I think it's going to be the thrill seekers.
Yeah, the thrill seekers.
It's going to be the guys that otherwise would have been on Jackass.
Yeah. But no, I mean, colony ships and other things like that. No, if they're not the first, they're definitely going to be among the first.
I mean, think about it.
I totally think so.
You've got to be like Steve-O to be willing to put yourself in a capsule that might blow up.
I've been watching his current channel where he's doing stories of when he was younger and on coke and doing all this jackass shit, and just the stories he tells of like how he wound up doing some of their stunts is just insane.
So I know you're approaching 40, so this isn't quite the same anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But there's probably going to be a lot fewer women willing to go up in orbit into the new frontier.
Mm-hmm. No, if you gave me the okay, I would totally do it now. My thing is, I am scared to fucking death of heights.
Oh, so. Yeah. You're right. Spacewalks would be out for you.
Yeah, spacewalks would be out for me.
God, I'd love to do that, though. I would love to have a space.
Oh, yeah, no.
EVA?
Oh, you'd be great for a spacewalk. Me? I'd probably be puking my guts out the entire time because of, like, just even being in the capsule. That feeling of your stomach floating.
FYI,
I hate it.
FYI, you don't know this, or maybe you do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get used to that sensation because it's nonstop in space.
Oh, I know.
That is 0G. That feeling of your stomach going up into when you're falling.
Yeah.
That's constant. It never goes away.
That's why I said I'd be puking my guts out the entire time because I hate that feeling.
No, you'd probably just be taking Dramamine.
Oh, okay. I'll take Dramamine. And that'll be fine. But, if we start having space planes to the moon, stuff like that, I'd probably have to be knocked out, but I would love to do it.
You would not want to be awake for liftoff and watching the Earth shrink? And
I would want to be awake for all of that. It's the feeling. I hate the feeling.
You could get plowed first.
I could get plowed first. Yeah, like I said, drug me. Drug the fuck out of me. I don't care. Cooper Clark. Whom's the fuck are these? Afternoon streamers. I don't buy it. The reptilians have replaced Ishii and Cat. Why? Because we're not nocturnal? Is that why?
Well, I'm still having my sleep trouble. But how honest do we want to be?
I've been depressed as shit, and actually, the reason why we're on the stream right now is because I spent the last hour crying nonstop, and I just absolutely could not stop.
And it was out of depression.
It's out of depression, but it's not connected to anything. It's just pure depression.
And we know that socializing with you guys
helps a lot. So that's why I'm a little manic right now.
So really, that was the choice. Was she said that she needed human contact, and other than Trenton, who we have yet to meet face to face, I don't think we know anybody here in Arizona other than your cousin.
And my cousin, but she's in the process of moving too. So, you know, she's got her own house she's dealing with.
Yeah.
Warzard, Whisper Network.
That's a topic for you.
For me, the Whisper Network.
Is that a skip?
Well, where do I begin?
I know you did an episode on it.
Did I?
You read that article?
I am so sorry.
You know what? Let's skip it if it's not even coming to mind.
I am so sorry, people. It's probably one of those things where it'll come to me like way later, and they'll go, "Oh yeah," and then I'll have like a shit ton of stuff to
Gail
say.
and Heather Antos and Mags.
Oh, fuck those bitches.
I didn't quite hear you. Say that again.
Fuck those bitches with a fucking pitchfork. You know, that way I get one on every spoke.
Or maybe fuck those bitches with Tom King's shiny bald skull.
I'm not fucking Tom King. I'm not coming anywhere near the word fuck and Tom King. You know, no. You know, screw no. No, fuck the Whisper Network. Fuck those bitches. This fucking in crowd, who's cool, who's not, who's doing things, who's not. It's just high school bullshit. It's like, that's not what comics are about. Comics have never been about any of that shit. And the fact that the second these girls, with the queen bee, Gail Simone at the fucking head, although she's so top heavy, I'm surprised that pyramid's standing up.
She's not top heavy. She's more middle heavy.
No, she's at the top of the pyramid. Oh. So it's so heavy. I'm surprised it hasn't fallen over yet. It's like made out of Jello,
Yeah, that is a pretty big ass on her.
Yeah, and this whole we're gonna decide who's the in crowd and who's the out crowd. It's like, who the fuck gave you permission to do that? Nobody gave you permission. You don't have any rights to do any of that bullshit. Fuck you. The only reason why anybody gives a shit is because you've got pussies. Well, you know what? So do I. But who gives a shit? That doesn't denote that I make good books. I mean, it certainly didn't keep me at DC.
Oh, no, it didn't, did you? But you know what? You didn't play the game.
No, I didn't play the game.
I mean, they tried to invite,
No.
They tried to invite you in.
Ivory tried to push me to play the game. Ivory tried to get me to ditch you.
I know. Well, it was Ivory and a certain editor.
Yeah.
Tried to do that.
Yeah.
Tried to get you to ditch working with me.
And I'm like,
no, and when you said, no, actually, he's kind of the one who does most of the work, they got really mad.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm just the penciler. He's the one who does the layouts. He's the one who does the actual artwork. He puts in the speech bubbles, No. Ugh. So, yeah, fuck the Whisper Network. Endless Nocturne, Cat's Most Hated Mystery Stories. Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Okay. Actually, I can't at this very moment name a specific mystery story, but I am going to say that Murder by Death laid out perfectly everything that's wrong with all of those mystery pulps. Hiding clues so that the audience can't figure it out by the end. Introducing new characters and new elements that were never even hinted at in the beginning of the book before, but introducing them in the third act. shit like that. I hate that misdirection crap. That's actually why Five Little Pigs is my favorite Poirot, is because it's Rashomon. It's you really are piecing together the mystery based on everybody's recollections, and all of the pieces have to be there in the recollections in order for it to work. So you, the audience, could theoretically solve the mystery along with Poirot. Other Poirot stories, things get really stupid and really convoluted very quickly. I think the Chocolate Box is one of them, where the ending is like, where the fuck did that come from?
Which one was the one with Maria Sirtis? The episode the BBC did?
Oh. Well, that was... Oh, there was a Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, was that a Sherlock Holmes?
That was a Sherlock Holmes. And that's one thing. I love Holmes. I love all of the Sherlock Holmes stories because every single one of them, Conan Doyle gives you all of the pieces you need to solve the puzzle. It's just you have to be able to think like Holmes. But every clue that Holmes gets, you get as the reader. And it's just you have to learn to think like Holmes if you're going to solve the puzzle. And I love that about every single Sherlock Holmes. And I know because I've read every single Sherlock Holmes, and every single one of them I made a point of paying attention to the clues that you are given, and if there's anything that's been left out, and nothing is ever left out. And that's part of why Agatha Christie bugs the shit out of me, because when she's on, and when she's off, oh my fucking God, I want to throw the book out the window. I don't want to destroy it. I just want to throw it out the window. But yeah, Murder by Death, the movie Murder by Death, if you guys have not seen it, watch it. It is wonderful because it lampoons all of the classic armchair detectives and lays out exactly what's wrong with their stories. And I love it.
And they had a Philip Marlowe knockoff, or was it a...
no, it's a Sam Spade.
Sam Spade knockoff Sherlock, who's not an armchair detective, but...
No, but even him, his was, you introduce elements within the last 10 pages that were never in the book before. And I agree with that assessment. So, yeah, totally love that film because of that. Acid Trip, update on the anime guitar project. Got 19 stickers for $28, plus shipping is $30. They'll be here in 2 weeks. Plenty of time to prepare my guitar teacher for his help and scorn. You do realize you're taking a picture of this once it's all adorned, right? Nocturne, the beautiful ones were clearly trying to move to Arizona.
Yeah, I think they actually were.
I love Arizona. John Ivan Taro, considering that Hillary Clinton enabled her husband Bill to rape people and that Hillary also intentionally left people to die in Benghazi, I'd hate to know what she would have done if she won.
She would have started World War III. She was very verbal about wanting to nuke Iran and start a war with Russia. And she was already having troop movements to do it. Yeah. She also wanted to unite us with the EU into one superstate, and was very vocal about it. Ugh. And when she would try to do that, you know damn well that it would have been a civil war. Okay, let's see.
Congratulations, Timo, on finishing the first draft of your novel. Owen, not sure if I could afford to move to Mars. Plus, how would the economy and living conditions work?
Well, for one, they'd probably be paying you to go to Mars. Mm-hmm. The other, you're the colonist. I mean, you're the one actually putting yourself at risk to take this great venture. So you would probably be the one paid. The economy, first, there's all the research value. Mm-hmm. That alone is a big fucking deal. Second, I'm sure mineral rights alone.
Oh yeah, Mars would totally be like gold rush. Staking claims, digging minerals, things like that.
And then also you would have the benefit of you could set up launch sites and you could be launching satellites and probes mm-hmm. that don't have, when Earth is on the other side of the sun. So there's a lot of different reasons Mars would be, profitable. It could also be a jumping off point to go mine the asteroid belt, which is where the real money is.
Actually, one of our listeners, isn't he writing a Western on Mars? Or was he planning on doing
no,
so?
No, we have a listener that's
doing that. Okay. So I'd say, definitely talk to him about what the living conditions would be.
And, most likely the way that you would live on Mars is you would have, mining would go hand in hand with the habitat because you'd have to live under the earth. So you would start mining straight down as it is. And as you hollowed it out, you would start building various, arcologies essentially to live in. And
you really couldn't live on the surface for a multitude of reasons.
Well, the main reason, aside from the wind and the sandstorms, is the radiation.
Radiation and the extreme heat and cold.
Yeah. So, you'd want to live underneath the planet. And really, we do the same thing on the moon, too, is you'd want to live under it.
Hollow moon. Tell us about the hollow moon. Or can you divulge your people's secrets about the hollow moon?
Well, we placed it there as a permanent. It was part of the terraforming project, as we put the moon in orbit around the Earth a long ass time ago, knowing that by causing that, it would become tidally locked and give Earth that steady tilt that didn't change much, which would actually normalize the climate. Without the moon there, the tug of Jupiter and Saturn would cause the Earth to wobble a lot more, and the climate would be a lot less friendly. I mean, it's to be survivable, but a lot less pleasant. So, it was initially, putting it there for terraforming, but also perfect place to put a base. That's no moon. It's a space station.
Yeah.
And that's where we got our base on the dark side.
That's where the flashes come from.
Oh, that's just us taking off and using the mass driver to send things into a wormhole.
Yeah. Ricky, wasn't there that Japanese engineer that survived both Hiroshima and Nagasaki who lived longer than expected?
It is a shock how many people do. Yeah.
Yeah, that poor guy, he went to, what was it? I'm totally blanking on which one went first, but he started in, I think, Hiroshima. He went to Nagasaki to recover, and then Nagasaki got hit.
Yeah. Very, very poor luck score there.
Oh, yeah. On the other hand, is it poor or is it good? Because he did survive both. So it's kind of was he lucky or was he not? John Ivantaro, by the way, if, keyword being if, those discovered off-world vehicles are confirmed to actually be alien technology, I would if we can use those against BLM and Antifa if they riot and loot again.
They are rioting and looting again. They never stopped, actually. And that's one thing that I find quite upsetting is the news is given the impression that it's all stopped. The rioting has not stopped. And in fact, they've been going through small town America and blue states and rioting and looting there, and the news isn't even mentioning it. So, yeah, they're still rioting. Get your shotgun.
Yeah. I can't. They're all sold out.
And anyone who says otherwise, wake their asses up and say, no, those fuckers are still rioting and looting.
Cooper Clark, if there was a chance for volunteers to go into space with like a 100% chance of dying from death by space, I would be first in line just for a chance to go into space.
Exactly. And those are the kind of people that would go. Just like the test pilots who were the first astronauts. They knew that their chance of dying was probably up there with probably 99%. And we don't talk about those who did get incinerated.
No, we don't. But
there's that poor Russian woman.
That audio makes me vomit.
The Russian space program was far more brutal.
Yeah, there's an audio, you can find it online, where she's actually narrating what she's experiencing on re-entry. And so you are literally hearing this poor woman burn up as she comes in. It's gut-wrenching, quite frankly. Eloise, do you think those astronauts passed on some radiation resistance to their descendants?
I'm not a geneticist. I couldn't really answer that. I don't think it works that way. I think you'd have to use natural selection so that you would talk about generations of those who survived and those who didn't to radiation exposure passing their genes. but I don't know enough about it to really say.
That's a good question, though. Acid trip, Mars, the new frontier. Hard men wander the dusty plains to make their fortune and make a new life for themselves.
Yeah, you're the one that's doing the Mars Western, right? Anime?
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, Rebel Moon, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Colt Rayner, welcome to the show, Colt. I think this is the first time we've seen you. Pioneers in the American frontier live to be old, the ones that survived at least. True. Endless Nocturne, Kat and Ishi are fishing for fan art of Kat as the Major from Ghost in the Shell.
Speaking of fan art, we've got, actually,
I love that image. I absolutely love that image. It's very Dirty Pair.
Got this lovely image here. This one was Owen's, right?
Yeah, I think it's Owen's. If it's not Owen's, then please correct me, but I think that's Owen.
We've got this great one here. I really like this one. Here, us buzzing the moonshiner.
I love it. Hearing the Duke Boys theme there.
Oh, shit. Where's the other one? Oh, did I already pull it down?
Oh, no.
The one where you're clutching the monster can?
Oh, in my ass?
Yeah.
I think you may have.
Okay, let's see if I can find it.
Yes, I have a monster in my ass.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, you're the one who's going to share it with the world. Fan art?
And right now, I think is a great time to talk about the fact that we've got a TeePublic store with lots and lots of merch.
Are you going to show them some of the merch? I love the masks that you made.
I don't think I have graphics of them right now.
Oh, you don't? We could share screen.
But, geez, where'd it go? Yeah, I can't find the picture. I'll pull it up later. Okay.
But, yeah, we could share a screen.
Oh, wait, there it was. Jeez, missed it. Give me a second. Keep talking.
Oh, okay. Ishi is looking for the pictures. There it is.
This one's by Wolf. Next one coming up.
Thank you, Wolf 10. I love it.
And if you were crushing a monster can between your cheeks, I probably would give you that expression.
I wish I was that strong. I mean, I can do the holding the can under my boobs, but I can't hold it in my ass.
Do you think you could crush cans with your boobs?
Potentially. I mean, they are bulletproof. But...
They're big enough, but yeah, I don't know. That would be pretty painful. I would have to assume.
I'm not like that one woman who I think currently holds the world's record for the biggest tits. You've seen her crush the cans, right?
Oh yeah. That was a bit terrifying, I think.
Yeah. It's like, now imagine if that was your head. It's like, would that be a happy feeling or no?
Well, it'd probably be a happy feeling.
Endless Nocturne. There is some epigenetic gene expression that can be passed on, but our current radiation repair proteins are not up to the stuff to deal with space. We probably require gene therapy and mods.
Well, that doesn't sound far off, to be honest with you.
No. Just remember, you can't have milk if you're going to go out there.
Well, no, you'd have the powdered milk.
Well, radiation bonds to lactose.
That's why you have the powdered stuff.
Does it not have lactose?
I don't know the science of it.
No, because I think the powdered stuff still has lactose in it.
I don't know. Tang?
No. There you go, Tang. Tang and almond milk. There you go. Nocturne. There are species of diatoms that live in nuclear radiation, and their gene repair proteins are insane. I have seen those things.
Yeah, let's get some of that spliced into us.
And it's like those combined with the ones that can live like right on the edge of a volcano.
Yeah, or the vents.
Yeah, on the vents with all that noxious
That's
gas.
right. You're listening to the editor and the alien, where we talk about everything from aliens to mystery novels to the science of epigenetics, space travel, colonizing Mars, and Ghislaine Maxwell being a horrible person.
We're a potpourri of information.
Damn straight.
Owen, would love to hear you geek out more on Gypsy. That insult is still one of my favorite moments in that book.
The Gypsy's dialogue in that book is amazing. I mean, everything he says is in the third person.
Yes. Everything he says is in the third person. I like his taste in women. Just Marini's artwork is just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. Just everything to love about Gypsy. Anime acid trip. Black coffee is the best way to wake up after spending hours on Redbubble buying anime stickers to put on my guitar. Truly my ancestors are smiling at me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Owen, did you check your DMs? Okay, if we're talking about epigenetics, I've got one for you. Genetic memory, how much have we figured out about that? Oh, I know that we can pass down certain memories and information through our RNA. Has there been any more developments on that, just out of curiosity, if anyone knows?
I wonder if it scares people.
What?
RNA passing down.
The fact that you can pass memories down?
Yeah, I wonder if it scares people. It's amazing how many of those really neat sciences actually scare the shit out of some scientists.
Oh, like how much Neanderthal DNA is in certain people?
Yeah.
I don't see why that's an issue. I really don't. I really don't understand that in the least. Okay, let me check something. If I'm going to do this, you need to say more.
Okay. Well, I don't know what you're doing. You're pulling up Redbubble.
Yeah, well, he said he's shopping on Redbubble. So.
Oh, okay. Well, Ishii is pulling up his Redbubble account to show off all the cool and neat things that we have on Redbubble.
And
ooh, Gundam. That's not ours. It's just it threw up a Gundam. It knows me, but it's not my Gundam. It's not my Death Scythe.
But, tell him about your obsession with Death Scythe.
I love Death Scythe. Okay, yes, in high school, I was a total wingnut. I recorded every single episode off of Toonami, the late night edition, because that was uncut. I had every single model that they made except for the Aries, because I thought the Aries looked stupid. I did not have the Taurus because I was not going to pay $50 for a 1/172nd scale model. And they didn't have the one that I really wanted, which was the Virgos. But I did have the Mercurius and the V8 along with all of the other models. And I had the Tall Geese. I did not have the Tall Geese 2. But I did have the Versago. And I am totally regretting not nabbing my friend's 1/100 scale Versago. Not Versago. Sorry. Epion. My apologies. I did have a Versago though, but which was that Gundam X?
Fuck, I don't know.
I think that's Gundam X.
You're the Gundam expert. Talk to me about Macross.
Yeah, true.
I didn't, your Gundam fixation goes as far as the fact that remember you had me grow my bangs out down to my chin to see what it would look like?
Well, you said that you used to have them like
that.
Yeah,
I used to have it all the time. The problem is now you do that and they all think you're fucking social justice.
Well, you got it chopped off and you look beautiful this way.
Yeah, I chopped it off.
So you no longer have Troa's hair, and you know what? You look better without it. So, I mean, you looked good with Troa's hair, but you look better with this.
So here's my personal Redbubble site. Mm-hmm. Not really attached to the show. This was just my dumping ground for everything. I stopped using Redbubble though after a while because they kept pulling down all my best art.
But TeePublic is a wonderful.
Oh, what weird! They put it back up.
They put it back up. Oh, cool.
I created this mask, and they weren't allowing me to post it for a while there. And yes, it does say "Fear is Profit."
I still like your COVID 1984.
Yeah, they originally thought that the Fears Prophet was just a little too offensive for some reason or another.
For reasons.
But yeah, I'll open up a few of these. What other ones do you think are worth sharing?
Oh, they're all good.
So yeah, I mean, this has kind of been a lot of my artwork, just various designs I've made in the past. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think that's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so some of the stuff. Like here's my COVID 1984 mask. Another version.
What's the kanji?
Death.
Oh, nice.
The 01 Publishing shirt, or one of them. Got a little bit of great big Alien Show merch here. This one just because it's funny.
Yes.
So that's the Redbubble store. I'll try and get the TeePublic one. Okay, so let's see.
Let's see. Samurai, rooftop Koreans make way for Nebraska Filipinos.
Oh, has there been an incident? I liked Chainsaw Mexican. In LA?
Chainsaw Mexican was pretty cool.
Or was that Texas? I think that was Texas.
That was Texas.
The Mexican dude just jumps out of his truck, roars up a chainsaw, and chases off the Antifa people.
Kind of fitting, isn't it? Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, it is actually.
Instead of massacre, it's Mexicans.
Let's see.
Texas Chainsaw Mexicans. I'd go see that, especially if it had a Trejo in it. Daryl, could you edit the genres of a cow? Genes, sorry, I'm not reading well today. Could you edit the genes of a cow in order to send it into space?
I don't know. I don't think you can actually make a cow with rocket propulsion work.
I think what you'd have to do is make it
I mean, how would you heat shield a cow rocket?
Well,
would you genetically engineer a cow to actually be space worthy?
It'd have its own methane propulsion.
Would it have pilots? Would the cow have pilots?
No, you just line it up and you launch.
It'd be like a nuclear cow, like in Fallout or Red. Was it Red Alert?
Oh yeah, the nuke cows.
All right, let's see what else is going on.
Eloise, whose parents are astronauts? Cool.
I don't know.
My dad was part of the space program, but he wasn't an astronaut.
Not an astronaut. No, he was a bit more of a what? James Bond's Q-type character.
Yeah, he made optics for satellites. In fact, one of those satellites was, I don't know if it still is, but was in the Museum of Science and Industry. No, I'm sorry, it was in the Air and Space Museum in Los Angeles.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. I was so proud every time he'd take me there.
And here's our TeePublic store. I would love to take a ride on one of the SpaceX.
Oh yeah. Well,
Dragon.
His spaceport is in the desert, a couple of 100 miles away. It's in New Mexico, in fact.
That sounds good. Mm-hmm. I can say, look, I'm already an alien. Take me home.
Yeah, Elon and the Virgin Space have joined together. And they're the spaceport actually already existed. They're just modernizing it right now.
Okay, so I'm going to share the TeePublic store now. And we've got a much better selection here. But come on, that's the only thing. This site is so damn slow.
Mm-hmm.
Got this wonderful, great big alien show design shirt. Geez, let's see. So anyway, I will start opening these up.
Okay.
The Booby Crusader shirt. Got the ones of you. But yeah, got quite a bit of stuff here we're quite pleased with. All the World War Kaiju merch. Oh, seriously?
Ugh.
Well, never mind.
They being dumb?
Yes.
Hmm.
I'll show this one and then I'll shut it down.
Okay. But still, we have awesome stuff here.
If it even loads up, jeez. Ah, well.
I think the problem's on their end.
Go fuck yourself. Anyway, so what do we got here?
Are we still screen sharing?
Okay, I've got to check my DMs. No, we're not screen sharing. I've got to check something. You talk.
Okay. I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk the heck out of it.
Well, I think after this, we're going to probably go get the CZ Scorpion out and put the brace on it.
It's not a brace. Or is it a brace?
It's a brace. It's
It is
not
a
a.
brace.
It's not a stock.
Oh, there you go. It is a brace. You are correct.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I love it. Who did that?
Who was it here? Evie.
Evie. Thank you, Evie. I love it. I hate having to do that.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to show it. Sorry. Okay, so let's see here. Endless Nocturne. I remember China is heavily into genetically modifying and that they lack the ethics to not jump to human experimentation. There, and then it jumped away, so I can't read it. They're going to make tons of Cronenbergs.
I think they are, actually. I hate to say it. China's going to be a lot of trouble in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of trouble. Hopefully your cousin's right about people wanting to revolt there.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, I fear for people like Naomi.
Naomi Wu, sexy cyborg.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is from Evie.
I love it. I totally love it. I like how the suit's opening up and so your head's over to the side. That's so cute.
All right, so why don't we read a few more of these and call it an afternoon?
Okay.
We'll just kind of, or it's not even afternoon, it's late morning, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Owen wants to know what time we want him on.
Well, I'm sorry, Owen. I hate to say it. I had sent you the invite hoping to bring you on now, but I think we're going to call it an afternoon and go get some lunch. I'm sorry.
Another time very soon.
Yeah, that link won't work in the future. It will only work for this one broadcast. So the next time I broadcast, I'll send you another link, okay?
Mm-hmm. Endless Nocturne, they're not even asking if they can. They just follow orders.
Yeah. All right, guys. Good hanging out with you. As I always say, go buy my books. And if not, at least leave a review, please.
What would China's kaiju be?
King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah is China.
Mm-hmm.
3 heads, 2 tails, 5 kingdoms, and they are a gold dragon.
Yes.
And I believe the Ghidorah design is loosely based on Orochi,
mm-hmm.
who is a 3-headed dragon from both Chinese and Russian mythology.
Yes.
And in Russian mythology, Ilya Muromets kicked its ass.
Yes.
When the Tartars unleashed it upon them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've ever seen that, was it the Sword and the Dragon episode of MST3K, which is a Russian film, that is Orochi essentially.
Yeah.
The three-headed dragon. It shows up in both Russian and Chinese mythology. And so yes, that would be the China's kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't they make their own though? There was another one. It was one of their gods.
Oh, what, Red? It was like something Red, which was based off of
Quan Chi.
Quan Chi, yeah.
Maybe.
They did. It was like, it's not Red King, but
no, that was Ultraman had Red King.
Yeah, but no, it's something Red. And yeah, he's based off of Quan Chi.
All right. Well, I will bid you farewell, and you take care.
Good night, everybody, or good day. Have a great day.